welcome back to my channel Rise and Yoga. My name is Mia and today I'm going to be talking to you about something that I get asked on the daily. How to get more flexible. This one can be easy, but you have to be committed to it. So things like getting your splits down, it's different for everyone. Everyone has a different level of natural flexibility. Personally, I am not naturally flexible at all, but I have been doing flexibility training since I was about 6 or 7, since I started dancing. As much as I look really flexible now, naturally it doesn't come easy to me. Some people it's super easy, like my mum and my sister. Thanks for not passing those genes on. So some people will find it easier, some people will find it harder. Basically, if you follow the basic kind of steps, you can achieve your goals within, I would say, between 1 and 3 months, but don't hold me to that. Depends on your body and how committed you are. We're going to jump straight into it. The first thing you want to do before you start flexibility training is to warm up. Now, this is something that people do not think about when they think of stretching. Basically, if you don't warm up, it's going to take you double the time to get the same results as if you do a quick cardio-based kind of warm-up. It can be, 5 minutes just moving around, starting to stretch your muscles a little, and you're going to get so much more out of your flexibility training if you do this. I'm going to take you through a little warm-up that I like to do when I am doing any kind of flexibility training. We start off just coming to some gentle roll down. So all you have to do is start at the top of your neck and slowly curl under, rolling down. You're trying to move one vertebra at a time, and we're aiming to start to warm up your spine. Really important because we do not want to hurt that bad boy. I would recommend doing about 3 or 4 of these. And remember to bend your knees as much as you can. It'll stretch your lower back. Okay, from here we start to do some shoulder circumduction. So basically what you're doing is just starting with slower, smaller movements, drawing big circles with your hand, and you slowly get bigger and faster. And this is going to start to loosen up that joint, get your muscles, holding your muscles and ligaments all starting to loosen up and warm up, ready for your movements. You want to do about 10 each way, so 10 forwards, 10 backwards, and then on the other side. So remember to do both arms and go forwards and backwards with your circles. Next, we're going to do some leg kicks. So again, we're going to lunge backwards and then kick forwards. Find your balance. So we're starting with smaller kicks and slowly getting bigger. If you've got a chair or a bar or something to hold on to, then you might like to cut out the lunge, but this is one way that I maintain my balance. So start small, get bigger, end up doing flexed feet if you can, and make sure you switch legs. Doesn't have to be completely straight legs here. In fact, it's better if it's a little bit bent, particularly at the start. But it'll start to warm up your hips and your hamstrings in particular. You want to do about 10 on each leg. Then we're going to come to some cat-cows. So again, warming up through your spine. I've done these ones with you before, but basically as you inhale, we're lifting through your tailbone, dropping your belly button, opening your chest and looking up. And as you exhale, you're curling your tail under and curling your whole spine until you're looking down at your belly button. Doing about 5. And then we finish up with a little bit more cardio to get the blood pumping around your body, doing just star jumps. I would go for around 20 of these, make them interesting if you like. Just start to warm up with your body. You can do any kind of movement here that gets you really moving your whole body, that will warm you up, get you sweating just a little bit, and then you'll be ready to jump straight into your flexibility training. So I'm going to give you a few different stretches to do. Basically, there's a few different types of stretching. So the thing that we just did was stretching in your warm-up, but it's called dynamic stretches. So those are stretches that you're not holding them, you're moving them, and it's still stretching your muscles, but in a slightly different way. So whenever we do any kind of warm-up, you're looking at increasing your heart rate and doing dynamic stretches to increase your range of movement. The one that we're going to be doing to increase your flexibility is static stretches, and these are the kind of ones that you might do in a cool down at the end of a workout. So in your static stretches, we're aiming to hold the position for about 20 seconds minimum, and you want to do that twice to get the most out of your stretching. We're going 20 seconds, take a break, do another 20 seconds, and you're just holding where you are. If you start to feel comfortable, you can push a little bit further, but we don't want to come back out of it at all, because then you're not really getting the stretch. So make sure you're comfortable but stretching at the beginning. See how you go. The stretches I'm going to give you are kind of a mix of different ones for your whole body. So it's going to be different depending on what you want to get more flexible, on where you want to get more flexible. But if you're just going all around whole body, these are some great ones to do. So the first one is for your hips, hamstrings, and also your shoulders. What we're going to do is stand with your feet nice and wide. We're going to interlace your hands behind your back. Take an inhale, lift your chest up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, we fold forwards. So your hands are going to come away from your back, and we're just going to press your hands away from your back. This is starting to build up a little bit of flexibility in your shoulders, which not a lot of people have. If you're folded to a good level, you can let gravity do the work. Otherwise, you're going to need to just gently push it. Not too much, we don't want to hurt anything, but just a gentle press. Now you can do this one with your knees bent if you like. We're mainly focusing on your shoulders rather than your legs. And you want to feel the sensation of being completely upside down, because this will work your legs a little bit. Next one we're going to do is just a basic forward fold. So I would prefer that you focus on your back before you focus on your hamstrings, even though most likely this will work both. Just because your back flexibility and health is ultimately more important than your hamstring flexibility and health. So I want you to bend your knees so that your chest can rest all the way down on your thighs. So really bend them to start off with, and then once you're there and comfortable, straighten them just a tiny bit so you start to feel that stretch in the backs of your hamstrings. You want to relax your head, neck, shoulders, and you can grab onto your elbows and let gravity do the work. Next one we're going to do is called a Sphinx pose. So what you're going to do is put your elbows down underneath shoulders. You're going to lift up out of your shoulders, and then feeling the sensation of pulling your forearms back towards you. So they're not actually moving, but you're trying to feel them pull along the floor on the mat. And this is an active stretch, so your muscles are actually engaged. It's getting a slightly stronger stretch through the front of your body and through your back. The next one is one of my favorites, child's pose. So I generally try and do both sides whenever I do any kind of stretch. So because we've stretched our back, we've extended our back, now we want to flex it and curl up. So all you have to do is sit back on your heels and lower your forehead down towards the mat. If your forehead doesn't quite reach the mat, you can stack your hands in one or two fists and just rest your head on that. And we're just looking at a relaxing kind of sensation through particularly your lower back. The next one we're going to do is a one-legged forward fold, or in yoga we call this one Janu Shirshasana. So all you're going to do is sitting up nice and tall, hug your left knee in and send the knee out to the side. Then we're going to flex through your right foot. Take an inhale, sit up tall, and extend through your spine. And as you exhale, we start to fold forwards, trying to keep your spine as straight as you can for as long as you can. Now, here's a top secret tip. It doesn't matter if you can touch your toes or not. Honestly, it doesn't. So long as both of your hands are in the same spot, there's not one further forward than the other, they're in the same spot, and you're focusing on sending your nose towards your knee, then you're going to be getting this stretch. Whether you can touch your toes or not important. Another thing you can do in this one, if you want a little bit more out of it, as you inhale when you're down there, we're going to try and extend and lengthen through your spine, feel like you're straightening it out. And then as you exhale, you go down a tiny bit further. So inhale, you extend and lengthen, exhale, folding down. This will help you just get a little more out of it if you would like. The next one we're doing is pigeon pose. This is a stretch for your hips and your glutes. So we're going to come to all fours, extend your right leg out behind you, and then draw your right knee up towards your right wrist, and then we're going to walk your right ankle towards your left wrist. This may be uncomfortable for some of you. If it is too uncomfortable or painful for your knee, skip out on it. Try something else. So from here, we're going to start to fold forwards, and you should get a reasonably strong stretch. Just make sure in this one your weight is equally distributed between your hips. So you're not rocking to one side, you're trying to sit up in between them. And you may find this more comfortable to put a blanket or a block or something underneath your right hip. See how you go. There's a lot of temptation in poses like these to hold tension in your glute and leg muscles as well. So try, I know it hurts, but try and relax into it. You'll get so much more out of it, I promise. Okay, the last one we're going to do today is a calf stretch. Really simple. You can do this one standing, or it's really great if you do it up against a wall with your hands pressed against a wall. So all you have to do is step one foot back away from you, and we're going to bend down through your front knee and press down through your back heel. So you should feel the stretch through the back of your calf muscle. Trying to make sure that your heel doesn't swivel sideways, it's pressing straight down in line with your toes, in line with your knees. Make sure you do both legs. And that is it. So let me know how you go. Hopefully you can do these stretches. I would recommend doing them. Okay, so here's the thing. If you stretch first thing in the morning, you're not gonna get the most out of it because you're already seized up from a night of not moving, right? If you stretch at night time, you're going to be your most flexible, but then you're not really improving your flexibility if you stretch at that time. If you stretch in the middle of the day, it's kind of ideal. However, it's still good to stretch more in the mornings because you're ready for the day, and at night because you can get a little bit further. So ideally, you stretch 3 times a day, every day. That's gonna get you the flexibility that you want. However, this is not super realistic for a lot of people. But if you do this every day, you will see the results, guaranteed. So let me know if you've tried them. Let me know if there's more you'd like to know about getting flexible, or maybe a specific area that you'd like to improve flexibility in. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.